think about the new Stranger Things episode, or the final episode. I was hugely disappointed by the final episode. I really am starting to believe that the idea here was for Vecna to have been gay, and Will being gay and having a psychic connection with Vecna, or Henry. His real name's Henry. In the end, what would happen is, just like we saw in the series finale, where Will, while Vecna was battling with Eleven, Will made a psychic connection with Vecna, and he was basically in a series finale. He's basically fighting Vecna by holding him back. Okay, I think the original idea was to have Will and Vecna to fall in love over the course of some episodes, and then literally in the end, Will would be like, "You're just like me. I love you." And Vecna would be like, "I love you too." Or they were going to work it out somehow where these two were lovers and Will didn't remember, or Henry didn't remember. I don't know exactly, but I really believe that was the idea for those two people's story. And that would have changed Vecna the bed. Other than that, think about it, guys. On the episode before the final episode, I was saying, how is the tower going to push through to the abyss when we know that Holly literally had to pull up the ground in the ground of the abyss when she was up in the abyss getting chased by Vecna? She had to rip up the ground to fall down through it, which fell down into the upside down, where she almost got away, and then Vecna sucked her back. So let's think about this. Their whole strategy plan of the tower is going to go up through the abyss never made any sense. It never made any sense, guys, because literally it would just hit the ground and it would crush the tower. So they should have known that from the very beginning, that that wasn't going to work. Uh, so I don't really understand the point of that part. Also, strapping C4 to a grenade. Okay, when the military was outside, and the I don't remember her name exactly, the one who could make illusions appear and trick people into thinking, or like hide you, kind of like the in Lord of the Rings where they were by the rock, and they could throw the thing over, and it just made, like, if you wanted to hide, she could make it look like the rest of the room was there instead of you being there. um when she was dying, we got old boy up in the building, and he could literally pull the pin on the grenade and throw it out at the helicopter, and what's he do? He takes all this time to strap C4 to the damn helicopter, I mean, to the damn grenade, and then throws the grenade with the C4 attached to it to take down a helicopter. Bro, if a helicopter is level with you and you have a grenade, just throw the damn grenade at it. It's done. And that could have freed 11 up way quicker, and I don't know, maybe something different could have happened there. But overall, and then on top of it, when they got to the abyss, they're running to Vecna's lair. It was like running in a dream. Like they were never going to get there. Look, this is a problem in my opinion, and I like study storytelling because I've always wanted to be a filmmaker. Okay, so I've wrote film scripts, and I think this is a problem with modern day TV shows, or it's a developing problem. What's happening is they're they're seeing that if they bring multiple characters into a show, that during a single episode, instead of like having one character where they have to write this story nonstop, like fill where the characters go in each episode, who he's interacting with, propel the story forward. Instead, now with multiple characters, now what they can do is they can say, okay, we have 60-minute episode. Now we need to come up with 6 characters. And what we're going to do is each character is going to have 10 minutes of each episode. And so when you're watching shows, like right now I'm watching the new Fallout show. And while I like it, I'm noticing almost immediately that the characters are getting split up, and what it's doing is it's creating these alternate uh storylines, and then they'll come back together and stuff like that. I don't really like that. Like, I'm more of a fan of, like, what drove me to really like TV series this day and age was like the fact that it was like a movie that became longer, and you could literally follow this character. Like, the last one that was really good was Walking Dead, but Walking Dead was only like that for a period of time, because the more they brought more and more characters in, then it started to get subdivided and episodes going these directions, them directions. And I know they see that as a win, because look at Walking Dead today. Now they have the Daryl TV show, they have this TV show, that TV show. So it sets up all their sequels and prequels and stuff like that. But the problem is, it's killing what made modern day television great, in my opinion, which is, we get to see a movie that goes on and on and on and on. Walking Dead was good. Another real good one that I know a lot of people probably missed is Black Sails, which tends to follow a single character. And, we get invested more. What happened with Stranger Things is 10 million characters. And I feel like it's done as a lazy way to not have to complete a whole story arc. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Those are just some of my complaints of Stranger Things. I'm gonna start doing some film reviews like this, because I'm real into movies, and nowadays I know a lot of people are doing reviews, so I feel like I could really add to that, and give my input. Or I don't know, maybe we can influence Hollywood, but I still feel like a lot of it has to do with. Sometimes I really believe that they're ending these series on a bad note, because when it ends on a good note, everybody just goes quiet and says, "Yeah, it was great," and that's the end of it. Whereas if they ended on a bad note, then people are going to argue and argue and argue for months to come over why it was bad, and then you're going to have people like who feel like it was good. Everybody has their own opinion, yada yada yada. Now, Stranger Things wasn't Game of Thrones at season 8 bad. I'll give it that. It wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? It wasn't even a show that was on the same level as Game of Thrones. I feel like it reached for that, but they never really wanted to accept that their show was that big, you know? And throughout it, I mean, I feel like so much got lost of the 80s vibe to the end. But definitely, in the end, my favorite character came out to be Maxine. Maxine was the bomb in this show. Shorty slayed this show. And, like, I wanted to like 11, but I could never really like 11. Not only because of what she was in the show, but if you ever watched the actor who portrays 11 in real life, she just seems like a bitch. Maybe I'm wrong, but every person she interacts with, she seems like a bitch. And that brings up another point. I feel like a lot of why this was bad, the final season, was also because of those allegations of the actor who played 11 and the actor who played her father, Hopper. They didn't seem to have a really good on-screen chemistry to me as I was watching the show. It seemed a little weird, and there wasn't much scenes of them together. Whereas in other seasons, they were seen a lot more together. And like, I remember when season 5 first started, and there was that scene where they were in the upside down and they were at the wall, and he was really kind of yelling, and it seemed like it just didn't feel right. Something felt off about it. So I think those allegations maybe held a good chunk of why the season also was the way it was. I think those allegations and other things, I don't think they ever thought they were going to finish it. And maybe because those allegations, maybe they thought that 11 would never work with the guy who played Hopper again. And then finally, when it was, they all agreed to it, you know, now it's rushed the story. And that's another point to bring up. Stop rushing these stories. If you're going to make a show out of a book or series, we should only make shows out of finished books or graphic comics, whatever. They should be finished. Like, and an actual writer should have sat down. That's why AI is probably going to take over everything, because AI is on the cusp now where literally we'll be able to make any video we want with AI. So literally anything we imagine, money's not going to be an issue anymore to create it. And that's what AI, artificial intelligence, and robotics and all this stuff is doing. It's literally giving humans the ability to create by thought. That's where we're at it. We're literally becoming gods. That's what's happening. But outside of all that, AI is going to give us the ability, like Game of Thrones season 8, we'll be able to recreate that with AI. Well, probably in the next 5 years or so, there will be like illegal alternate versions of season 8 or season 9, season 10 that literally fans have created with the real actors in it that are AI made. Like, that's coming, guys. So I wonder, on an ending note here, I wonder if Hollywood knows that's about to occur, and literally the only way they can keep people coming back is to cause controversy. And that's why so much controversy through Hollywood, through film, through TV has been happening, because they know it's over, guys. I mean, Netflix is about to buy Warner Brothers, so it's not looking good for Hollywood. All in all, what would I rate, you know, the last season of Stranger Things? I'd give it like a 4, because, you know, to me, it just was not well thought out. It wasn't well wrote. So many plot holes, so many unanswered things. Even with that, you know, they capped it off, they finished it. I give them a thumbs up for that. But all in all, a 4, because nothing was thought out. Nothing. I mean, Vecna got killed in 2 seconds. That's another thing I wanted to say. It felt like 2 seconds. Vecna was dead. Vecna's the whole reason Stranger Things happened. In reality, 11 and Vecna, or 11 and Henry, it's their story. So to have Vecna just be destroyed in 2 minutes, nah. So that would be my rating, guys. Stick around. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Flight Life channel, youtube.com/Flight Life. We got all kinds of videos. We got D-Lord Inc. doing graffiti videos. We got explore videos going to islands. And yeah, you guys are going to be seeing my face more, because I'm going to be talking about these movies and TV shows that be coming out nowadays, and maybe even talk about the AI that's coming up. So subscribe, follow us. I'm Fate the producer. Make music, videos, all the above. Stick around. We out.